Every Sunday
for 60 minutes.
We
We
are
are
free.
free.
Sharing passion.
Pushing
We
the
are
limits.
pushing the limits.
This is the New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series.
From the twists and turns of mighty Mount Panorama to the cold green pastures of Donington Park, from the sizzling heat of Valencia to the famous Brickyard at Indianapolis, reaching an unforgettable climax at the notorious green hell of the Nürburgring Nordschleife, it's time for Season 3 of the 2024 New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series. Join us live on Twitch, Sundays at 8 PM Eastern. Drivers, start your engines. Well, hello, good evening. It is round 8 of New World Sim Racing's
Hello there.
GT3 Sprint Series. I am Milo the First, and we are at Imola. And to discuss Imola,
Hello there.
we should absolutely bring in the best duo I've ever met. Chris Turner and Phil Whelpcakes Milwee. How you guys doing today?
Hey, I know those guys.
Doing great.
There you go, Wilt. Your dad's sub now.
We have it is kicking off in the chat tonight already. You love to see it. There's a hype train going.
What a scam train.
A hype scam.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, old man Joey coming in with the 2 months.
Wait a minute. Somebody's doing a hype train?
Yeah, Robertson, Mark Robertson coming in with the 16 months. You gotta love it. And yeah, 10 gifted subs by Turner, who gifted one here to your dad, Welp. You love to see it.
I didn't gift 10 subs. I gifted a sub.
It says you've given 10 in the channel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Total, yeah. And some biddies from Mod Driver 73. Thank you so much for the biddies.
Had to change my icon to the hype train conductor vibe there.
Oh, there you go.
Nice, yeah. All proceeds go to Faris's Lambo, apparently. I don't know. So that's the rumor.
Yeah. Ferris's Lambo. And, nice. Among other things.
Among other things, yeah.
Well, I mean, we last year we donated a good portion of it to charity.
Yeah, indeed.
In the community's name.
Yeah,
we do actually do things with it.
Yeah, you'll always hear us joking about it, but stuff is done with it. Fear not.
Yeah. I mean, just look at these cool jackets we have.
Exactly.
They say like commentator crew on the back of them and everything. You know, we get catering brought in for the three of us.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Max Diggs up in the chat. There is a New World Sim Racing legend.
The man, the myth, the legend, yeah.
Tonight, yeah. Love to see it. Max, how are you? Hope you're well. Bullets there in the chat as well. Germans in there. Austin's in there, man. It's it's kicking off in there. So good stuff. We are at Imola, or as it's officially known. Would you like me to butcher the pronunciation?
I would love for you to butcher it.
The Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari. There you go.
Sufficiently butchered.
I am now as damp as the track.
That's as good as the Italian gets. Ryan, if you're in chat, I apologize for butchering your native tongue. Barrett in chat as well. German's not out there tonight. Yeah, we're going to miss a few faces tonight, I think. Carl is missing tonight. He's whitewater rafting, I think he said.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I mean, he could be whitewater rafting here.
That's what I said to him when he told me. Maybe he just said kayaking, but in my head, he's whitewater rafting.
Listen, good for him for getting out into the real world and doing something.
Yeah. Definitely go outside and touch grass when you can.
We have a new driver in here on your screens right now. Tonight, Nolan Raymond joining the series in the number 69 McLaren. And,
The Garage 5969 McLaren.
Exactly.
Yep. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, and then Carter out there tonight showing us the drift through
Almost said Joey.
Aqua Minerale, probably my favorite section of that track. I love the entry into Aqua Minerale. I really do. We actually have a proper track map this week, guys. I'll bring it up for you.
Oh, what? Not a hand-drawn one?
Not a hand-drawn one.
Disappointed.
We can, like, next season / whatever, we can fix it, but we try to be somewhat serious, right? What would you say, I reckon like a 82% serious level to these broadcasts for the Pint series?
No, Milo. We are obviously 69% serious.
Okay. Well,
I joined this outfit because I heard this was like,
do what you want.
like the USA Up All Night of like sim racing broadcasts. And for anybody who's a million years old, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I was going to say, what decade is that from again?
I just left the track map on screen, didn't say anything about it. So I hope you all studied it in chat.
Yeah.
I'll be a quiz later.
Just go back to the VOD, take a screenshot. You'll be fine.
Just want you got Max digs like the 90s. And there was a decade before that one, Max.
Yeah, for those of us born in the 80s, that's not that long ago.
Yeah.
So there is some qualifying happening. 7 minutes deep, no less, in the silver split. Carter Bezbaraka leading the way with a 45.7 at the moment. Followed closely by fellow Honda Joey Melitti.
Yeah, Honda's at the top of the list is going to be something you're going to see a lot of. They've been consistently fast in practice.
They've practiced.
Yeah, but it is still a Honda, so it could kill them at any moment.
Mm-hmm. Any given moment, yeah. Raymond, the newbie, in third right now, making a name for himself in silver, perhaps.
Bruce is going to be happy. There's going to be another mock out on the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember when it used to be like nothing but Maccas? There was
there was a moment.
There was a moment. Yeah.
Was a moment. Yeah.
Remember last season when it was nothing but Porsches?
I do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nolan Raymond, who is new to us this week, he is friends with Kyle Heslin, the Guzman, Chemo, who we miss as well. Messaged me about 15 minutes before the server was supposed to go up, and I was like, hey, can I get in, type of a thing. So in typical New World style, waited till the last minute to let me know. But he is here, and we expect he's going to have some decent pace from what I've been told. So
if not, we can just ridicule him the entire screen.
That's why I'm calling him out early.
Yeah. We're just teeing it up.
Obviously, because I'm running the stream here, I have the New World Sim Racing Twitch chat account available to me, and it said we earned a hype chest, which I opened, and we got a some sort of weird emote, which I've shared in the chat. So I think everyone can use it now.
Oh, neat. Goody. I'm glad.
Indeed. Nick Cahoot, things have changed whilst that was going down. Nick Cahoot and Landon Wall have jumped above Joey Melitti. Joey was up a couple of tenths, but threw it all away.
Yeah, Nick Cahoot, who finished, what did he finish? P2 overall last week at Indy.
Yeah.
Won silver by a good margin. I expect him to be fast here again.
Yeah, is another Honda up right now, Landon Wall, and he is up almost 4 tenths. This would be enough for pole position provisionally in the silver split. What's up, Muff, in chat there? Good to see you, Muff, coming in with the 10 months. I also see Blaine in there as well. Hello, Blaine, to you. Yeah, what a great moist evening we have ahead of us here.
A little damp. A little damp.
A little damp. Thoughts on Imola? Obviously, it's remembered it's mostly known for a sad thing. Landon abandoned his lap there. I guess he invalidated.
Abandoned.
I think he invalidated.
Abandoned his lap.
I mean, he is 400ths of a second off Carter, so that is nothing to sneeze at.
He was on pace to beat him, but he invalidated. Yeah, unfortunate. So he boxes, and looks like Melanson up a couple of tenths, but losing time. It looks tough out there.
Matt Melanson in the not a Honda and still slow car.
He's in the Aston, so he's really a fan of smashing the gas out of a low speed corner and waiting.
Yep.
Dave Miller out there as always in the number 603 BMW. Love to see it. He kindly took a break from Rocket League to take part in the race tonight. I play a lot of Rocket League with Miller, so I'm allowed to make fun.
You guys have been like geeking out because isn't there like a tournament going on or something?
I got to be honest with you. I'm not really a fan of watching Rocket League. I like playing it though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. That's just as Max asks, no bronze today. So Max, you haven't been here for a while, clearly, which now we know that you don't regularly tune into the broadcast. We're very mad at you.
Wow.
But we actually not eliminated, that sounds like we killed them.
No, we did. We took them all out back.
We consolidated bronze and silver to one division. And sort
in
of
a ditch.
Rebalance things.
Mainly because all the bronze drivers found silver pace.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons for sure.
Everybody has gotten significantly faster, and yeah, so we use the bronze, quote unquote, for initiation at the beginning for new people, and then once we figure out how fast you are, we just stuff you in one of these two.
Man, this is some traffic.
It is, yeah. They'll be. I'm sure they'll spread out.
This is typical gold behavior. You give them an entire track to spread out on, and they all bunch up together.
Yeah, Orange in chat points out no Mike Jackson tonight either. Yeah, so Mike also absent from Moist Imola.
I mean, we give everybody 2 drop rounds, so tactical.
This is true. Yeah, so as I said, my favorite section of the track I was talking about earlier, Aqua Minerale. I just love the entry. I love how if your setup feels good, the car just feels great. Obviously in the wet it's a different story, but I really like that sort of fast right-hander into it, onto the brakes, up the hill. Like if you get it right, it just feels really good.
Yeah. The change of the decline, and then kind of like the shift and camber as you're going through the corner is going to be very tricky to manage for these cars in the wet.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? Any particular section of the track that you enjoy or dislike?
I'm a big fan of Tamburello and the Villeneuve chicane. Like it sets the tone for your lap. When it feels good, you feel like you can really set an amazing time because you've got all that pace going into the toes of hairpin. If you messed it up, it feels like you're just losing time the rest of the lap. I also like seeing side-by-side racing through there because I think you can side-by-side race through those through the first 2 chicanes. Pays to be brave. Be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely. Chris, yourself, anything Imola related you'd like to share from a personal standpoint?
My favorite part of Imola is the curb on the right-hand side after the final chicane, especially when a McLaren bounces off of it and kills Rados as he's leading the race. That's my favorite part.
Are you foreshadowing or?
No, this happened
Oh, this happened. Okay.
I was gonna say,
in seasons past.
You got some paid actors on track.
No, it was an incident that happened in seasons gone by that he'll never be allowed to forget.
Speaking of, Rados rejoins the grid this evening. So far, currently sitting P2 provisionally with his good buddy there, Billingsley, and 5 Hondas lead the grid at the moment. That is fairly
6
ominous.
in the top 10.
That is fairly ominous for how the Honda behaves in the wet.
Like, they get a negative 21 BOP here, and I feel like that's too much.
Yeah, negative 21.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I mean,
But,
like you say, you're kind of living on the edge. You're living on the edge if you drive it.
They take balance of performance very seriously, I'll have you know.
well, I mean, we're using LFM BOP, so.
Which, I mean,
Look.
they're working with Kunos now. They're
Yeah.
it's collusion.
It's
collusion.
Yeah.
I don't keep track of ACC stuff, so I don't know.
Barrett here, J.A. Barrett in the Rising Sun, number 87, Nissan GTR. Making his way around, almost half a second up on his previous lap. This would lift him into the top 10.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get up to P9, maybe just bump Ryan down a spot. Because we watched Barrett and Ryan fight each other towards the end of Indy last week. And I feel like 2 Nissans bullying Joey is something that I really want to watch.
Yeah, and I don't think we got a true Barrett at Indy because I think it was a big time arrive and drive from him.
Yeah, I think a lot of Barrett's is arrive and drive.
Yeah, Rados just in front of him. I was going to switch to Rados next, but Rados here in the Honda 82 just did a 45-1, so he's now pole position. But yeah, 5 Hondas at the top of the quali charts.
Yeah, see, Blaine knows any scenario where Joey's getting bullied is worth watching. And
There you
Barrett
go.
did punch in right above Ryan, so
Lots happening here, but I do want to point out Dink Donk, thank you for the follow in chat. And yeah, welcome to the shit show. I mean the stream.
Yeah. Very serious broadcast happening here.
Rados is trying to put down a 44
In the wet.
qualifying. Yeah.
Yep.
That is
Aggressive entry to Aqua Minerale. Lots of curb on the way out. It's got to be risky in these conditions. It is damp, according to the in-game weather center. We're expecting damp for the race as well, Chris, yeah?
Yes, yeah, it should be these conditions. The temp might go up a little bit. I think the track was 27 in the practice server or something like that, so it's kind of what we're expecting. I don't know that we'll see a dry line because quite a few people ran AI races to just see if it would happen. But it is still very much on that line of, do I take slicks, do I take wets?
I always, in those
gamble.
scenarios, I always chose wets back when I was driving in this series. I always pick wets for
Yeah.
damp and above.
Chris?
44.9.
Yep.
44.9.
6'2". That is
Cow.
something else. That is some big pace. We were talking before about the corners to watch for on this track. I think towards the end of the lap, the Ravazza 1 and 2, especially in the damp, especially if you've got some racing coming out of Variante Alta, might see somebody kind of overcook it. That downhill braking zone is very deceptive, especially when you're in the draft. You might think you can just brake in a very normal spot, and then you just get pulled either into the draft or you on a dirty line. Could be it could be interesting to see.
Yeah, I hope people are thinking about breaking points and how much they're going to change with it being damp versus, full wet or dry. I don't want to have to, red flag a race.
Yeah, indeed. It will be tricky. We were watching Mark Robertson there finish off a lap. He jumped up to P11 and then completely abandoned his next lap. So you got Dylan Beveridge here. He's now invalid on this lap as well. The only valid lap right now with someone up is Carlos Guzman in the Aston, which somebody in chat mentioned the Aston feels pretty good in the wet here too. There's a bit of traffic though for Carlos, so he's got Dylan ahead of him on track.
I think the Aston generally
that was a lot of curb through Variantiala for Carlos. That might cost him. Sorry, it wasn't Variantiala. It was before Minerale. So yeah, it was that fast left-hander.
That would be Piratella.
Piratella, okay, yeah. Yeah, it cost him a bunch of time, that curb. It's a tricky corner, that one. Car dependent. Skipped off that curb there at Variante-Alta. You like Carlos's livery, Blaine? I guess, I don't know. It must be a visual thing. Is that like abstract art or something? It makes...
It's a paint splat.
I do not like it. I'm sorry, Carlos.
In the name.
So my kid is in the Twitch chat calling us old.
Oh, that's your kid, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who is ancient, I would say you are correct.
I cannot deny. I can't deny.
Well, I mean, you're older than me, and my back hurts all the time, so...
There you go. Back, knees.
Yep.
Yesterday, my left arm, for no reason, was hurting. I'm like, this is weird.
We're getting to the age where, like, if your left arm does hurt, you have to, like, touch it to make sure it's not all tingly, like you're having a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I do that all the time.
Moses was up a couple of tenths here on his last lap, but has lost a little bit of that throughout Sector 3. Sector 3 here at Imola, really quite a long sector, actually, if you look at the track map. Yeah.
I mean, it's also, I think, the most technical part of it as well, because you have Aqua Minerale and the Kink.
Mm-hmm. Through Varianti-Alta, yeah, and then Ravazza. Like, it's a long Sector 3. Lots of time to be gained or lost.
Fascinating that Rados found a way to improve his time to a 44.895.
Yeah.
Currently over 4 tenths ahead of, actually about 4 tenths ahead of Greg Billingsley. So
you mentioned
really
that Mark Robeson jumped to P11. He also took the purple for Sector 1.
He did.
I think because the Mustang goes fast in a straight line.
Very possibly.
Yep.
That would track. Yeah, that would track. We will... I see in the chat there, Carl 150 with a quali ban. It's only the one quali ban out there today.
Yep.
So good going. So Battaglia will start from the back of the grid. Rados at the front. Everyone else in between. Let's do this. Really bad in these conditions, says Dylan in chat.
The Mustang or just the track in general?
I believe in you, Dylan.
I do too.
Yeah, you got this.
As a fellow Mustang driver, don't let us down.
He says him. Where?
You have the Ford power.
Dylan, here's the thing. Just think of this as rally, because you're going to be sliding everywhere. It's going to be... I mean, you drove your car at Indy last week with body panels hanging off of it after getting hit like 5 times. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Stang. I did do some laps at Spa in the damp with the Stang, and it was definitely sketchy. All right, Chris, are you ready?
No. Why would I be ready? Or me remembering how I do this? Milo, I've been playing Project Zomboid again.
I gotcha.
I forgot.
It's
Okay,
all
I'm
good.
ready.
He's ready. All right, here we go. So, the grid for round 8 at Imola is Mr. Rados, P1, Greg Billingsley alongside him, Carter Bezbaroka in 3 with Landon Moore in 4. Jose Guzman in 5, so Honda's all in the top 5 there. Nick Cahoot in 6 in the Aston with Moses at 7, also in the Aston. Melitti in the Honda at 8. Barrett in the GTR at 9 with Ryan Cody in the GTR at 10. So those two are going to do battle again this week. Robertson in the Mustang at 11. Carlos Guzman in the Aston at 12. Raymond joins us for the first time tonight in the McLaren at 13. Michael Lukey in the Porsche at 14. Daher in the Ferrari at 15 with Heslin in the GTR at 16. Dylan Beveridge in the Mustang at 17 with Melanson in the Aston at 18. Moffat also in the Stang at 19 with Bruce Hopkins alongside him in the McLaren at 20. Miller at 21 in the BMW. Santos in the Aston at 22. And Battaglia in the Beamer at 23. And that is it for Imola. 23 brave souls in the rain.
Something to keep an eye on that I didn't know about before the race. If you look at the car's tires, the ones with no lettering are wets. The ones with lettering on them are on dries.
Ooh, okay. So we do have some alternate strats. Let's hope the guys on dry don't just fly straight through the corners. Man, it is a Honda party. Look at that. I tell you, for Clan Honda, that is a powerful shot as they all head off on their formation lap.
I mean, they're not getting bopped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Rados is still quick, but I think this is more a testament of this is what happens at a track when the bop is off.
Potentially. Yeah. But I think the rain as well, though, right? It is good in the rain? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were talking before about Raymond joining us. Does he know that we don't use the widget?
Good
I
question.
hope somebody told him.
Great question.
It's a good thing that we do a driver briefing before every race.
We do indeed. Yeah, hopefully that was mentioned, but you just never know. Round 8 might... I mean, if he didn't know, he knows right now. There's that.
Yeah, I mean, he's
preparing himself right now.
He's in a voice call with the Guzman and Heslin and them, so
Yeah.
they'll get him squared away. He'll be fine.
Nice.
Or it won't, and it'll be entertaining.
Exactly, yeah. Some flashing of the lights amongst the Honda crew. Yeah, Joey, if he wants to join that party, needs to get past Moses, Cahoot. Just those two, and he would be up there as well, so... We'll see how that goes. Good luck, everyone, says Blaine. Will we see some bowling, says German? Let's hope not. I'm going to go to...
Fingers crossed. No death.
Side by side, we have turn 1 cam there. It's a live shot, not a replay. I just
can't be bothered to take the replay tag off.
I forget which button it is. It's fine.
Oh, did you set it up on a Stream Deck button? I used to just go through OBS and have to find like the embedded folder and turn it off.
Yeah, that is possible. But you guys know, you guys have seen enough of these streams. You know the deal.
Yeah, this is par.
Here we go, out of Revazo 2 on the approach.
Yeah. Excitement.
Got my finger on the M key to save the replay in case we need a red flag.
Sounds good.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Our rain races are typically the cleaner races.
Why would you say that right before they go green?
Because it's damp and
It's a long wait for the green light at Imola.
it's not like you can fit 3 or 4 cars wide down here.
Green light.
And
Go,
we
go, go.
are underway for round 8 from Imola.
And
And
all gets a good launch.
yeah, it is a sea of Honda
Skin on skin.
bringing us down to turn 1. What a shot that was there.
Has been ladder.
And Rados got through really clean. Everyone else having to dance a little. Barrett getting a good launch out of turn 3 there.
Lukey was really good on the brakes, almost went into the back of the McLaren, manages to avoid catastrophe.
Main screen activate.
And again, yeah, main screen activate. Thank you. And yeah, it is. You should have been on drone cam. You should have followed him off. You know.
Well, you know what? I didn't. I don't know. I got nothing.
We talk about this, guys. We plan every step of this. What are you talking about?
You know, because I have like super steady hands and I can make it look really good.
Daha attacking Robertson right now.
And having to defend early.
Oh, and that's the
Mark
McLaren
on dry tires, I believe. Yeah, he's on dries.
in the
Can I
Mustang.
Can I just say, you want to talk about a startling outcome? Andrew Rados is already almost 3 seconds ahead of Greg Billingsley, and the first lap's not even over.
Yeah, that's not a big surprise.
Crazy.
Joey Militi finds himself between 2 Nissans.
Yeah, so Joey didn't get the start he wanted to get in front of Moses Kahuti. Actually, Barrett's jumped in front of him, and Joey in P9 with work to do. Under pressure from Ryan Cody and Carlos Guzman in the Aston.
Carlos.
Looks like he's not running it. I can't tell. I don't think he's running slicks. I think Joey's on wets. But the back end of the Honda looked really unsettled going into Ravazza 2.
Oh, Carlos and Ryan.
Look for Carlos to make a move here.
Yeah, he went down the inside. Man, their cars almost touched. It must have been millimeters to spare. Carlos bouncing off that exit curb. And a little drift around the exit of the chicane.
It looks a little slidey out there.
It does.
See how Militi's traction control is just throwing rubber down?
Yeah, Joey. Oh,
Every corner.
Ryan gets loose. Carlos is going to go up the inside of him here.
It will get the move done, yeah. So Carlos.
It's not the worst thing for Ryan.
No, so now Carlos behind Joey. And
Oh, we got a 2 wide between Raymond and Michael Lukey.
we do indeed. Porsche versus McLaren. You don't get a lot of those battles these days in ACC.
Yep, leaving each other lots of room here.
Haslin all over the bumper as well of Lukey.
Side by side into Aqua Minerale, probably going to be dangerous.
Yeah, Lukey checked up a bit and almost got rented by the GTR.
Haslin has to
That's
run. Yeah, Haslin had to run really wide there as well. Big gaggle of cars, and you see Battaglia, who's worked his way up to P20 so far.
Yeah, starting with the poly ban from the back in a damp race and having to get through. I do not envy that at all.
Yeah, indeed. Carlos Guzman had the gap down to a 10th with Joey. It did increase a little downhill to Ravazza 1. And now let's see how the Aston fares in the tow. Looks pretty good. Will it be enough to have an attempt? Joey's going to block off the inside.
Joey's going to defend. He's going to get touched on the rear end.
That was super close between Militi and Guzman. C. Both survive.
I appreciate defending your overall track position, but is there a point to fighting with a gold driver who has caught you? There you go, Joey. Let him go.
Not only that, it's just like the traction control system in this car is laying down rubber in every corner he goes in.
Yeah.
So either from a settings perspective or his driving approach, something is going wrong, and there's at least he felt kind enough to like correct it.
Yeah, he fixed it.
Right, a little contact between them there, which allows the group in behind to catch them as well. So these two really going at it right now.
Gonna race each other some more. Daher up the inside of Ryan Cody behind this battle.
I think for Joey, the defend into turn one was good to hold the inside, but then he also tried to open the corner up a bit more as well, which, because you know it's really hard to get through on the inside line.
Well, he was using the kink on the approach to Tamburello to his advantage to kind of like
Yes.
fake holding the inside line.
Or Raymond has to abandon.
Yeah, Raymond had to ditch out. He almost got to the back end of Ryan.
Yeah, he'll lose 2 spots so far. Lukey goes through as well, and Dylan Beveridge in the Mustang is going to have a look. So Raymond's forced to hold the inside down the hill. And we can breathe again as they head onto the straight. Look at this group of cars here, guys, from P9
acting like sardines.
From P9 to P19.
Well, we've got 2 through 7 are pretty close. Yeah, and then this gaggle here. Raymond lets, I think it was, yeah, he let Dylan Beveridge through.
Yeah, maybe a class move, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
Now Raymond will have to defend from Melanson Heslin, who we've seen has had a really, really strong season in silver. So he will not want to be back where he is at the moment, especially when you consider the other GTR he's up against, Ryan Cody, who's also had a great season, is quite a few places ahead of him at the moment.
So the other thing about Raymond, he's also brand new to the community, so he hasn't raced with any of these guys before, so he doesn't know how people drive. So, you know, he's just trying to
Ryan Cody.
Figure out how people race.
Ryan Cody making a move on Michael Lukey here. Oh, Lukey got a little loose.
Ryan's going to take the curb.
Oh, that's Joey off at the bottom of your screen. Joey off at Aqua Minerale uses the escape road to rejoin. And that is going to cost Joey a whole bunch of positions there.
Yeah, we also have Nick Cohout, I think, was white flagged for a second because he just got passed by Barrett. And he also lost a position to Chris Moses, so I think he might have had an issue at the kink.
It may be. Nick currently P3 in silver. Silver being led, we haven't talked about him much. Obviously had a stonking qualifying as Carter Besbaroka. Currently P3 overall and leading silver, and he's on his way to a gold badge if he's not careful, the amount he's practicing and driving.
Right? Cody with the early pit.
We've seen this before from Ryan.
Yeah. Get out of this traffic jam.
Yeah. Too stressful. Get in there. Get your pit stop done. Hope for clean air. I guess we'll see where he comes out. Melanson looking to make a move on Hessen. We've seen these guys fight a few times this season.
Oh, we have Lukey is sideways in the middle of the track. He's going to pull forward and get out of the way. I don't know if that was a contact or is a car window. Yeah, it's a registered contact. So Lukey and Daher.
Yeah, Lukey's dropped down about 6 positions or so.
Jose Guzman drag racing Carter up the inside into the final 2 corners.
Indeed.
Jose up to P3.
Jose making moves.
Honda team orders, maybe?
Not a bad, not a bad start though.
Yeah, I mean Carter has a pretty decent. I mean it's a couple seconds to Landon, so he's firmly in the lead of silver right now. So you know, if Jose catches you, just let him go.
Yeah, Eddie. Well, your thoughts on the first 5 laps here at a moist Imola?
Oh, it's very clean. The thing I'm looking at right now is so Ryan Cody with the early pit stop. Really good idea to get out of the traffic. The problem is that he's not that far up the road from the race leader, Andrew Rados. So falling under blue flag this early in the race might be a bit of a disaster. So hopefully Ryan can, like, now that he's got clear air, put down some quick laps and try and just like extend as long as he can, because probably getting lapped by Andrew Rados before he pits probably gonna happen. But if he can stay out in front of Billingsley, he might not lose too much time. So, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, clean laps all around. Good fighting from the early part of the race with Guzman and Malidi. But yeah,
We still have this P14 to P18, this train going on.
yep. I was looking at that just now.
Yeah, Lukey's recovery from that, whatever transpired there previously, he's made it past Raymond and Moffat. So Lukey's back up 2 spots into P16. Melanson would be next on his list. Melanson,
Also
who...
got you guys have got a pretty big drag race happening right now between Chris Moses and Carter. I think Moses is actually going to beat him out of the corner of Ravaza 2, and he's going to move up into 4th place.
Yeah, Moses coming down to turn 1 right now, ahead of Carter.
Carlos Guzman trying to make a move on Barrett into turn 1. He's going to go up the inside. Still side by side. That's going to be a bit of
There's
contact.
contact.
Catch it, Barrett. Oh, they both survive.
And Nick Cahoot.
Barrett definitely lost out on that one.
Yeah, Nick Cahoot got through there as well and also survives, thankfully. So yeah, Carlos did get through up into P7. Nick Cahoot
You
in
could
P8.
see Mark Robeson think about making a move on Barrett as well, but then backing out and thinking better of it.
Yeah, here's Lukey up behind Matt Melanson in the Aston versus the Porsche. Oh, we got a
Dylan
Mustang
Beveridge is off.
pulling back.
The rejoin.
Yeah, that rejoin may get looked at. That was
Raymond doing a
tricky one.
good job to avoid the contact.
very good job. Yeah, Lukey does make it around Melanson. And we'll
He went the long way around on that one.
He did, yeah. Tucks back onto the racing line to head into Aqua Minerale. And Lukey back up to P14. So, yeah, not letting that into the phase of Joey. Melidi is off at Aqua Minerale again.
Oh, Joey.
Facing sideways. Not sure if that was just a Honda things, maybe?
Do not see a contact, so yeah, I think it's just Honda things.
Yeah, Rados with a
yeah,
10-second lead. Faris, Fred and Faris both in chat pointed that out. Rados absolutely cooking.
Ooh, Carter into the pits early.
Whatever strategy he was on.
The back of his car.
Whatever strategy he was on, I think he decided he's had enough. He's tried something else because he was just starting to fall outside of the top 5. So
Yeah.
don't know if Carter's going to change compounds or what. See here in a minute.
Either way, his race going just fine, I think.
But if you change compounds, like surely you've got to have like numbers written down somewhere. You can't just guess at pressures going from like a wet tire to a slick.
So this group here, Carlos Guzman, after getting through, now under pressure from Nick Cahoot, Jay Barrett, and Mark Robertson, all sitting behind, waiting for a chance to make a move. Carlos has shown good pace to this point.
Chris Moses drag racing the Honda of Jose.
Oh, getting it done.
Over
Not
under.
quite.
He's still there.
Yeah, the Aston's
The
looks good
Aston
down
with
the hill.
speed in a straight line.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That looked dicey coming around that right-hander down the hill. The Honda looks a little more stable through there. Joey has boxed. Here we go again, side by side.
Yeah.
Wow. The
Straight line
difference in speed.
Speed matter.
Jose almost turns in early.
No, I think his rear end. I think his rear end kicked out.
Yeah,
he almost got to, oh yeah, look at him drift.
I think it was that outside curb, right? Well, just a little wobble off of there, maybe, as he...
Yeah, that could have been it. That could have been it. The thing is, I've been just noticing that people are like really aggressive in the side-by-side action through some of these corners, and it's just like if you start asking for too much of the tires and then you start turning the wheel, you're just asking for a rear lockup. So,
so the difference is Chris Moses on dries,
yep,
and Jose is on wets.
yep. Wet tire does not seem to be the tire to be on right now if you're quick. If you're quick on slicks.
Yeah, so Fred, that's just how many he's done. So yeah, Greg is 11 seconds behind him, almost. So the gap about 11 seconds between 1 and 2 right now. So Rados is cooking.
Ricky chasing Bertaglia.
It's so interesting.
P12.
I got the Robertson Barrett. Let me know if you want to put that on screen as well, Chris. We can do a little side by side.
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's do that.
Does look like the folks on the wet tire having more of an unstable race than those on the slicks right now. Kind of, I mean, think maybe the track's not wet enough or it's drying enough where they're starting to overheat the wets. I don't know.
Well, Lukey said in the Porsche he has to run dries because the rears with all the extra weight on it just melt. So even in damp conditions, he says you can't run wets.
Yeah,
Bertaglia. Go ahead.
No, go for it. Well, please do.
I was just going to say Bertaglia. So this right here is an interesting matchup because I think Bertaglia is on the wets.
Yeah.
And Lukey's on the dry tire. And just looking at the traction out of Ravaza 1 and 2, it just looks like Lukey's just able to get just more rear end traction. And the M4 is a really good car for racing in the wet. But it just looks like the wet tire is just not the one to be on right now.
Yeah, we don't have a large BMW contingent to choose from. That Robertson Barrett battle, as we stepped away for a second, that is now in full effect. Robertson going around the outside at Tosa.
Yeah. Mark's on the dry, so he's going to be faster in a straight line. So Barrett's just trying to keep on the inside here.
GTR versus Mustang. Yeah, look at that Stang.
Nick Cahoot just sitting back, watching. Oh, Barrett's going to get loose. A little bit of a touch there.
Yeah, a little love tap maybe.
I think that was very much a survival bit of a tap.
GTR does not look very settled right now.
Yeah, Mark's Mustang also has the fastest speed trap currently at 272 kilometers an hour. Dylan Beveridge, the only other one in the 270s, also in a Mustang.
And we are on lap 11. Nick Cahoot putting pressure on Barrett into turn 1. Barrett takes a lot of inside curb. Robertson trying to squeak away from these two. Heslin into the box. Raymond and Dylan Beveridge pretty close. Raymond takes a lot of curb there. It's actually going to cost him quite a bit of time.
And Wall is off. I think he had a bit of a Honda moment as well.
Yeah, drops 4 places, 5 places.
Yeah, he dropped down to 9th. Michael Lukey with a run on Daher here. Daher way wide.
No Boatley out here
This
tonight.
We don't. Yeah, no.
There's a Honda rejoining and Daher in getting past it. Looked like it took a lot of bumps there. And Lukey gets past
Lukey's
him.
gonna late break. Oh no.
I take it back.
I thought Daher broke early, but it was Lukey that broke late.
Yeah, Landon Wall's
He
gonna.
Porsche braked himself.
Yeah, now Landon Wall's gonna drag race with the Porsche. Oh, that Honda little slide there.
Yeah, Lukey on the inside. Oh, Mark Robeson's got the drag race on Carlos Guzman, headed to T1. He's going to clear him long before the corner. Has to brake early.
Just seems like the cars that are quicker in the straight line really benefiting. Exit out of Ravazza 2 down, and then the drag race down to turn 1. Aston Martins, Mustangs, they seem to really be able to stretch their legs.
Yeah, we saw Chris Moses and Mark, and yeah, they're on the slicks, just outrunning people down the straights.
Lukey and Daher going out again. Landon Wall actually got out of this bit of traffic and pit in at the end of the last lap.
I mean, Chris Moses has caught
Lukey
Billingsley for P2.
Lukey stopped there. On track, and Battaglia hits him in behind. I'm not sure what happened there.
Did Lukey shut his car off on accident?
I don't know. I don't know if you want to have a look at that. Check that out. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, it was a very odd sequence, and just the way the camera is at that corner, I couldn't see if there was something in front of him because he was at Tosa, I think. Moses and Billingsley, well, battle now for P2. So Moses, hammered down. You say the Aston may have come into its own a little here.
It's a very good car in the wet. Same with the M4. They're very good vehicles. It does seem though that when it comes to like the nimble characteristics of the Honda, it does benefit it quite well around here. It's just the massive like long section out of Ravazza 2 into turn 1. The Aston Martin seems like it's making up so much time.
Yeah, Moses' last lap was a 46.9. Billingsley's a 47.4.
I mean, yeah, so Moses, the lap before that, was his personal best of the race at a 45.8. The purple lap is a 45.4.
Yeah.
So Moses has pace.
Yeah. Where did he start on the grid? I forget.
Well, he was behind the Hondas. He was one of the two Astons behind the Hondas.
He's up 5 spots.
Nice.
Big winners, big losers. Bertaglia's got 12 spots.
Yep. Yep.
And then probably our like most positions lost right now. Carter and Landon both with 14 spots each, but they also took the hits early.
Yeah, same with Joey. I mean, he started, what, P7?
Yep.
And he's down to 22, but yeah, he hit early.
Dylan Beveridge with a great move there on Battaglia to take P11.
Oh, Battaglia's going to go way wide.
Yeah.
Dylan, another one on the dries.
Yeah,
Mustang
he really
seems to be working.
Flew past him on the on that left-hander. Which, well, you did tell me the corner name. I've forgotten it already. The one before Aqua Minerale.
Piratella.
Piratella. Piratella. Thank you. Raymond, our new driver, currently P13 in the McLaren, within a second of Battaglia.
Has not gained or lost a position relative to where he started. So that's a really good opening stint for him in his first round of New World Racing.
Yeah.
So looking at the timing screen, about half, maybe a little bit more than half of the silvers have already pit, and none of the gold drivers have pit yet.
Yeah, I think it's I'm sensing that I don't know if it's set up or just the battles on track, how things are going. It seems like this race has got some people unsettled, and I think a lot of the early pit stops were to kind of like, try and find a way to hit a reset button. They'd have to tell you, but that's kind of like my read so far from what I'm seeing.
Is Battaglia on the wets, did you say, Chris?
He is.
Yeah, and so Raymond cashing mouse to the wet just doesn't seem it right now.
Yeah, you got Bertaglia and Raymond both on wet tires, and they are losing They're losing a lot of pace relative to Dylan Beveridge right now.
Yeah, Dylan is.
I think Bertaglia also has some front end damage from when he tapped it back into Lukey.
Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond is checking the perimeter.
Right, we'll try not to stream snipe him in his first.
Yeah.
First New World.
Welcome to New World, buddy.
Ryan Cody, who has pit, obviously. He's got Heslin in front of him, and then Melanson is going to sneak by on the straight. These guys have both pit. Oh, sorry, it's not Melanson. Who was that? Moses. I apologize. Both orange Astons. Nick Cahoot and Barrett still going at it. They've been racing on and off for the better part of this first half of the race.
Yeah, I was just watching the Delta to see how much it dropped, and Nick almost caught 2/10 down the straight.
So I'm looking at last laps right now, and Andrew Rados, Chris Moses, only folks in 46s right now. And last lap, by the way, for Chris Moses was a 46.162. So Rados is 46.935.
Man. Yeah, he's...
Chris is cooking.
He is. He's got some traffic right here ahead of him, and he's not going to want to get held up too long. But it is a Landon Wall and Carl Heslin battle.
But they are the only ones in 46s right now, and the rest of the field is so Greg Billingsley's last lap was a 47.945 to give you guys an understanding of the pace difference. So
yeah, so Chris Moses wants to get by because these guys are going to slow him down, but at the same time he has a bit of cushion to P3 behind him.
Landon does let him go. Now it's over to Kyle. And they've got Michael Lukey there right in front of them as well. So at the moment, the top 14 yet to pit as it stands.
Ooh, Ryan Cody make his way around Landon in the background there.
Bertaglia and Raymond tangle with one another.
But they come together. There is a flash.
Think so?
Yeah, we have a reported incident. Bertaglia's going to dive into the pits there.
Daha just lost a spot to Beveridge as well. Looks like it was just an on-track pass. Dylan continuing to enjoy life in the Stang.
He's really fast right now. Last lap for Dylan was a 47.625. We're looking at 48s and 49s for the rest of the gaggle of cars in front of him, with the exception of Mark Robeson, who actually punched into the 46s last lap.
Nice.
Well, remember, Dylan Beveridge had that spin earlier.
At Tozon, yep.
And then almost the terrible rejoin. Yet is back up.
No, the
to
rejoin
P9.
was terrible. It just wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It was almost a collision. That never
Yeah,
happened.
it was almost catastrophic.
Yeah, I think there was another contact just before it, so we'll take a look at it, I'm sure, during penalty review, which I missed this week past.
A lot of people missed it.
Yeah.
But there weren't very many.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Wasn't too bad. Greg Billingsley into the pits from P3.
Yep, Battaglia into the pits. Greg into the pits, so Jose Guzman moves up to P3 by default at the moment. And Nick Cahoot still within just about a second of Barrett. The rest of the field is fairly split now, as I think what was that into the pits there?
So you got Billingsley in the pits. Bertaglia's on his way out. Yeah, it looks like it's just... and Nolan Raymond coming in on this lap.
Gotcha. There's a blue flag being waved there.
So Bertaglia pit stop was a 46.3, so it looks like he took some repairs. Hoping you got a Honda sideways at Toza.
Yeah, it's Landon.
Landon's had a rough race. Joey will sneak past him in an all Honda affair.
Just to point that out, we started with 6 Hondas in the top 10. And right now we have 3? No, 2.
2. Yeah,
2 for now. But yeah, we'll see where Billingsley and Carter lie after the pit cycle. Because they, Carter especially, boxed early. Greg obviously just went in. And still the top 10 yet to box.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Ryan's mega undercut works.
And Nick Cahoot has the gap to Barrett down to half a second.
The top 3 into the pits.
Rados, Moses,
and Jose.
So Mark Robertson takes the lead, and Barrett boxes in with Nick Cahoot, says, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing, so they're going to follow in. We'll see who gets the better pit stop out of these two. Raymond, who's obviously come out of the pits, I assume. He's got Moffat.
Yeah, he's got
chasing
Buff all over him. So my question is, yeah, Muff is on a dry tire as well. So all the Mustangs running dries.
Yeah, quite a large group of drivers into the pits now. Rados currently P2 according to race control. Yeah, there he is.
So the gap down from 16 to 11 seconds between Rados and Moses.
Yeah, so was that a tire change or just pit differences perhaps? 5 seconds would be the time frame.
Well, their time in pit, Chris Moses actually was a second slower in the pits. So it might just be entry and exit. Like Rados might have just lost 5 seconds going into the pits.
Yeah, coming out the pits, Barrett has a second, just over a second to Nick Cahoot, who's got Dylan Beveridge within half a second or so. So didn't quite get the pit stop Nick would have wanted, and Barrett can get off down the road and try and build that gap.
It looks like Ryan P14. Because I don't know that Mark's pit stop is going to change anything. Because Mark should be able to pit and come out before Ryan gets there.
I believe so, yeah. But
Ryan locked in a battle with Gabriel Daher.
I think Ryan didn't really benefit too much from the start of the race, but I think the pit stop really didn't gain or lose him anything. He lost a couple spots right at the start, but it looks like the pit stop didn't hurt him too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing all right now, though. Like you say, Chris, he's putting Daher under some pressure. We know Daher's been one of the fast boys.
Listen, I'm just glad Ryan hasn't gotten a drive-through yet.
I did see him mention that, yeah.
I'm actually shocked we didn't see a stop go 30. For this
Imola,
track.
yeah.
Very true, yeah. Nobody sped going in.
The pit board survived.
Yeah, we didn't have a Nick Alvarado special.
Check back in with Joey here. He's got Bruce Hopkins in his sights. Joey obviously in recovery mode after a couple of spins at Aqua Minerale. Trying to reel Bruce Hopkins' McLaren in now.
Yeah, I'm watching Nico Hout and Barrett back at it again. You know, they pit nose to tail, and
I will
this fight will continue.
just put them both on screen. So you've got Kahoot and Barrett on the right, Cody and Daha on the left. A couple of close battles at the moment on track.
So with the halfway point over, everybody's pitted. Looks like we're set for the end of the race. Rados has an 11-second lead on Moses, but Moses is 6.4 ahead of Billingsley right now. So Moses is continuing to cook.
Yep. Well, Greg has joined him in the 46s now. He ran a 46.4 last lap.
Yeah. And Andrew Rados decides to one up his fastest lap time with a 45.865.
Yeah, 45's race pace on a damp track.
Yeah.
Pretty bananas.
Oh, Barrett had to bail out at Tamburello.
That will indeed allow Nick through. That it's been a while coming for Nick. He's been chasing Barrett for some time.
Patience pays off.
Indeed, Moffat and Raymond still quite close together, and Joey and Bruce is about 4/10 between them. Let's see if Moffat could put the Stang to work here.
Well, I'm glad Raymond's getting to race with some people in his first outing.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully he's having fun. And speaking to him, when I signed him up earlier, he was like, yeah, I'm not going to be fighting for, any championship win or anything like that. I was like, man, you should just be here to have fun. Like, the points don't matter.
Yeah.
He just wants to race with some people.
Good, clean fun racing.
Yeah.
So taking a look at Nick, he did get around Barrett, but the thing that's interesting is, so both Nick and Barrett on wet tires and Beverage on slicks.
There's the move from Moffat. I think Raymond may have let him go there, maybe? Not sure. Because Moffat isn't too far out the top 3 places in the silver standings, I don't think, if I remember rightly.
I will go look at that right now for you, sir.
Surely do. Jose Guzman putting pressure on Carter. This is different classes, both Hondas.
Okay. Giving him the flash.
Yeah,
Is Carter gonna make him work for it?
Carter P4 overall. He's got to be happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's a huge gap to his nearest competition, Nick Kohout in 8th.
I think Carter didn't get the best exit.
Yeah, Jose will get the move done before Garianti Alta.
Yeah, you got to get on down the road because here comes Mark Robeson. We know that Mustang is fast. If he exits the final corner anywhere close to you, there's a good chance he's in front of you before T1.
Yeah, he's already within a second. I just flicked over to take a look at Lukey, who's continuing to recover after an incident or such. But yeah, he's trying to catch Dylan Beveridge in that Mustang. Gap is under a second.
Both on slicks.
And here is, as Chris was saying, Mark Robertson.
I mean, it's disgusting. He just gained 4/10 down the straight.
Yeah, the Mustang definitely seems like the quickest car in a straight line around here, with the Aston Martin not too far off. Actually, what is the speed trap numbers for Moses?
Moses at 270, so Moses finally hit 270. Mark Roberson at 272, Dylan Beveridge at 271.
Yeah,
And then everybody else is in the 260s.
Carter allows Robertson
and like
go through.
the low 260s to the 250s. I mean, like the Hondas are doing 258.
Yeah.
Man.
And then you've got like the Nissan, which is typically one of the faster cars in a straight line, is 266. So you're losing 6 kilometers an hour down the straight.
Mm-hmm.
Lukey goes around the outside at Tosa to get the move done on Dylan. So good stuff from Michael Lukey. That gets him up to P10.
He's gonna need to get with it because Ravaza 1 and 2 is not gonna be that far away, and then you got that Mustang behind you that's got straight line pace. Porsche not known for its straight line velocity.
Yeah, got a good shot of Barrett and catching Kahoot there as well. As they went through the chicane. Raymond just got past Moffat.
Yeah, Muff's car is not happy.
Keep an eye on this Lukey and Beveridge as they hit Ravazza.
So with Carter right now running overall in 6th, leading the silver category right now.
Melanson pitting again?
Yeah, that is odd. And I didn't see anything like a DT or a stop go.
No, he was ahead of Nick Cohout and Barrett, and then I saw him dive into the pits.
Yeah, he is. Tire change? His car was up.
It's a bold strategy.
Maybe a puncture?
Yeah.
They're rare, but they happen.
Yeah, very true. So Lukey builds that gap to a 2nd. We switch over and see Barrett about to put Kahoot back under pressure. So Nick did get past Barrett. We'll see if Barrett can return the favor.
Barrett put in his PB last lap at a 47.1.
Yeah, lapping faster than Nick there by a couple of tenths.
So in the standings for silver, Carter's going to get a really good points haul if he can finish in 6th overall. But with the finishing order being Cohout, Heslin, and Cody for 2, 3, and 4, it's going to keep the top 3 in silver still within reach of one another.
Yeah.
Because right now there are 9 points between Cohout and Heslin, and 7 points between Heslin and Cody, respectively.
Wouldn't that be something going into our final round at none other than the Nordschleife?
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Ryan doesn't know Nordschleife.
The GTR is going to be a hell of a car to learn Nords in.
Nick Kahoot and indeed Barrett getting past Alan Santos there in the multi-tap racing Aston Martin.
Seeing Muffet in the
Yeah, Muff's car was in a bit of disrepair.
Big crash. Jose Guzman within touching distance of Greg Billingsley. The gap suddenly was a tenth, although a bit heavy into Aqua Minerale is going to cost Jose 3 or 4 tenths.
Yeah, Greg on an invalid lap and now 22 seconds behind Boza, so I'm assuming there was a Honda moment.
Yeah, sounds like it, because that's allowed Jose and indeed Mark Robertson to get within the shout. Mark looking for another good finish here. He had a good one at Indy as well last week.
I mean, Mark's looking at a podium if he can get by 2 Hondas.
Yeah. Your boy Moses there has done a 45.7.
Yeah.
So that's the first 45 we've seen, I think, in the race so far.
That is not the first 45,
It's
but
not,
that
okay.
is a 45.7 that if
Oh,
it
yeah,
were
right, I was
valid, it would have counted as the fastest lap.
Rados did a 45.4.
Okay.
So 45.465 is the purple lap for the race.
My data says 45.865. Weird.
Mine it shows
Right,
45.465 is the best.
Race control things.
Probably.
So yeah, Moses hammering along. And really he's put in a good shift since the start of the race. So yeah, good to see it. Daha on Heslin could be next. This is obviously Daha a gold driver, Heslin a silver, so maybe Kyle won't fight it too much. We will see.
Well, Daher was under pressure from Ryan Cody earlier. Oh,
Woo, that was a wobble from Daha there.
yeah, I think the braking might have caught him off guard. Pulling that big old Nissan.
Yeah, that's it. What's interesting is if Ryan can catch these two, there's a battle there potentially for Ryan for a podium, and he's got a number of them in silver this season, Ryan.
Yep.
So,
Sure does.
Yeah, he needs Daher to harass Kyle.
Yeah, Nick Cahoot has also been really solid lately. Currently P2 comfortably in silver, providing nothing goes wrong. Jose and Billingsley about to go again. Jose 10th faster on that last lap into turn 1.
Yeah, but Mark was a 10th faster than both of them last lap.
Yes, indeed.
He's coming.
Well, yeah, and if they're battling, it's only going to help Mark reel him in. And it is two Hondas, so anything could happen. Oh, Barrett got past Cahoot again.
Yeah, I think he got a run.
And
Made the move.
Carlos, for a moment.
Oh, here we go. Jose's up the inside of Greg. They are side by side headed down towards Aqua Minerale. This can only end well.
Oh, there's going to be a little contact. Door banging.
That's pretty clean,
Not
all things
bad.
considered, but here comes Mark. Mark's going to try to get his nose in here. Greg's going to cover him off. But can Mark get alongside Jose?
Oh, he had to take a lot of curb, Robertson, there, but it is the Stang, so probably didn't affect it too much.
But now he's close enough for the run. If he gets a good exit out of the final corner.
A little bit of skin on skin redeemed by Phil in chat. Thank you for that. You love to see it. And Greg lives to fight another lap ahead of Jose, but Robertson now, yeah, that gap went from 1.1 seconds to 2/10 pretty quickly.
Here he comes. Look at the speed difference.
Jose's he's going to have to go outside, and then he's going to have to put the anchors on because Greg is right there. And that'll allow Jose to sneak back through on the inside. So yeah, Mark in a great position though.
Just keep putting pressure on him. Don't
That's
let
the
those
thing.
Hondas get settled.
Oh, Carlos has a bit of a, or Jose has a bit of a moment out of the exit of the Villeneuve chicane, but yeah, the straight line speed of the Mustang, really a good thing in most scenarios. But the problem is that when you've got two Hondas and you're faster than both of them, kind of boxes you out a little bit, neutralizes that straight line pace.
Ooh, they're both wide. Jose is loose.
Yeah, both Hondas went
Mark's
a little
gonna
wide
stick
there.
his nose in here.
Mark
I think
leaving
Jose,
some room.
Yeah, Jose just kind of has to back out of this. Mark's gonna go deep and get loose. That's gonna be a track cut probably.
Yeah, so Mark got the move done. Unfortunately, went deep at the uphill right-hander.
Mark, you got 10 minutes to go, man.
We are
Yeah.
at 10 minutes
You got
to
time.
the end of this race, 10 minutes 40 seconds, and we have not had a drive-through penalty yet.
Muff in the chat. That's it for me. I crashed in the same corner twice. The damn car. I guess you're saying won't turn. Yeah, that's unfortunate, Muff. Sorry to hear that. So Muff will DNF.
It's a valiant effort, though. I mean, the fact that you turned up for damp Imola
Yeah.
and gave it a shot.
And to
My
answer,
hat's off to you.
and to answer you, Phil, yeah, it's light rain all race long here. We've got a mixture of, I think most drivers are on dries now, though, are they? Did we do?
I
No,
don't
we still
know.
got a host of cars out
Okay.
on wets.
So it's a good mix. We've got a good mix of wet and dry tires out there, which I think is what the
Ooh, Jose's loose. Mark up the inside.
yeah, and this
This
time
should be moved on.
should
Mark
be.
can hold it.
I believe
like-
Jose's on wets.
Let Greg get a little bit of room.
Oh, that Honda looks a little easier to get through Tosa though, and it's going to give him the jump up the hill. So that's where the Stang will be rough, I think. Hairpins, you know what I mean? In the wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get the power put back down.
Yeah, and it has indeed allowed. They're going to go side by side. Into
Not a lot of room left
Minerale.
on the inside. Yeah, Jose is now out on the slippery stuff.
Yeah, recovers well. And I don't think this battle's over with 9 minutes to go.
I don't think the battle between Robeson and Billingsley.
Tell you what, we
mean,
do
that-
have right now, so sorry to cut you off, Rob, but Nick Cahoot
No, go for it.
is within 4/10 of Carter for the lead in silver. I did not see that coming.
Carter's pace at the start of the race just seemed to like diminish big time. He pitted very early relative to the rest of the front runners. I'm just kind of wondering if the Honda, with that current setup for racing in the wet, he's just been slowly going down the order. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's the thing. If he can stay out in front of Nick, I mean, that's really good points for him in silver.
Well, Carter's last lap was a 50 flat and invalid.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that another
There was
Honda moment.
There's been a few of them, yeah. Like you said, we went from 5 Hondas at the front of the grid to, I mean, there's still 3, 4 in the top 10 and
Yep.
3 in the top 5. So there's still
Ryan Cody
really good
looking
shot.
to take it.
well,
to Kyle
Jose
Hansen here.
Jose just did the end around. He's facing the other
no.
direction.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Jose.
And he gets it turned around nicely as Carlos
Nico
comes around.
Nico had up the inside. They're side by side. Carter's got the inside.
Oh,
Carter's
that
gonna
Honda.
get loose.
The counter steer.
The Guzman's
cow.
touch in the Tosa hairpin.
Jose and Carlos come together at the
Did
Tosa
they
hairpin.
actually,
They did.
brother. Oh, Greg Billingsley has lost position to Mark
Yep.
through Aqua Minerale. I think Greg got loose. I did
Yeah.
not see a contact, so
Yeah, I don't know. Robertson up to P3 overall, so podium spot up for grabs there if he can get that done. 7 minutes to go. It's heating up a little all over the track. Battaglia is right behind Ryan Cody, who's right behind Carl Heslin, and that is the podium silver spot
Well,
between the
now
two
we have-
GTRs.
we've got Jose behind Carter. As Carter gets loose, it's a
Jose
little bit of a
tapped him.
bump. And here comes Lukey with the Porsche Turbo Flash.
Yeah, look at that
So-
Porsche buzzing all over the back of the
Heating up
Honda.
in the last 10 minutes of the race.
Oh, Battaglia had a look at Ryan on the inside there. The gap was about a tenth. I thought he was going to make a move. He didn't. Probably safer. But he got a good exit as well. So Ryan under pressure from this BMW. They're not
So
in the same class.
Carter's moved left before we get to the pit entry line, and he's going to let Jose and Lukey through.
Cody
What
and
a
Battaglia come together.
Oh,
Ryan.
Lukey deep over the sausages in a Porsche is not good. But he's going to retain that. I think Carter's tires are just done. He
Oh.
cannot put power down on exit.
Dylan Beveridge's Mustang drifting in the background as we were looking at Lukey there. So I tried to keep up with what you were looking at. Also, Battaglia passing Cody. They came together and Brian got pushed out onto the sand.
That's not good.
So that is going to be a contact that we'll have to review as well. Blue flags being
now-
shown.
Yeah, that's Arlen Santos in front of Heslin. So yeah, after all of that, now Bertaglia and Heslin is the only close by. Like everything else is now just kind of cleared itself.
Well, the thing that is going to be an interesting thing to watch here is that it seems like for the Hondas, especially the ones on wet compound, are just all over the place. Like I'm watching Jose right now.
Oh,
Bertaglia just drove through the back of Kyle's car.
Heslin. Yeah, that looked like a murder there. And, you know, Battaglia was on a quali ban today.
Didn't even look like he turned.
Yeah, that was
Carter and
rough.
Dylan drag race, and I think Carter's trying to just let him go as Carter again got loose on the exit of the kink. So Dylan will advance into the top 10.
Yep, Dylan on the march. Well, can we get the winners and losers? Because I'm interested to see how Carlos Guzman has fared. Because I think up to P5 now, I think he's having a good one.
Yeah, Carlos has 7 spots gained on the day. Other big winners, Dylan Beveridge with 7 spots. Actually, Mark Robeson with 8 spots. If he holds 3rd position with that, that's probably the big one. That's probably a driver of the day right there. And then Bertaglia is up 9 spots.
He's right there with Ryan Cody again. Battaglia goes off on the grass, and
He's not gonna be able to get that thing slowed down.
my goodness, it's getting a bit wild out there from...
I guess that's a line.
Yeah, there was a little contact there. I suspect we'll be hearing his name in penalty review. Lukey
Jose
in P9. Sorry, Bob, carry on.
Jose is 4-wheel drifting Piratella and Aqua Minerale every time he goes through it now.
Nice.
It is just Formula D every single corner now for the Honda.
Yeah, I mean, between Billingsley, Jose Guzman, and Carter, it just looks like the Hondas are falling apart. I mean, even Rados, like, you know, Chris Moses just pumped out a 46.8. Rados is down into the 47s. So, I mean, he's not going to catch him in 2 minutes, but the gap is below 10 seconds between Moses and Rados.
Yeah, 8.
I think even Rados' car is getting harder to drive.
Yeah, Rados, as often happens if you're way out in front, you don't get a lot of screen time. And yeah, Rados with a healthy lead, but he wasn't here for the last round or 2, maybe? Is that right?
He wasn't here for Indy.
Okay, just Indy, yeah. So Rados will be happy to get back in and potentially win. So I'm sure he'll be... I mean, he's got 2 laps to go. So I think he'll be all right, as long as nothing happens.
We just had our best chance for a blue flagged McLaren to bounce off the curb and kill Rados out of the race lead. We were there.
Yeah, it just didn't happen. Barrett with Carlos Guzman ahead. This is for position. So Barrett looking to... Carlos's last lap of 51.4, so something definitely went awry for Carlos. That's allowed Barrett to close the gap.
Yeah, Barrett giving a little bit of a flash.
This has been a very interesting race for non-Honda makes. Seen a lot of strength out of the Aston, seen a lot of strength out of the Ford. Lukey and the Porsche also doing pretty well.
Yeah,
Up 5 spots.
Yeah, and that's including a contact that set him back as well.
Yep.
Gosh, Kyle Heslin's car is drifting, headed towards Aqua Minerale, and he has Raymond all over him.
I'll put you up on stream there side by side, Chris, because I've got Barrett and Carlos. And yeah, about 4/10. That GTR. The Aston does look quick. Has to be said. Horrid paint job, though. Ugh. Sorry, Carlos.
Not a Jackson Pollock fan. I get it.
He's not a Sherwin-Williams fan.
On that battle, you had Nolan Raymond there. Let's open up to about a second.
Dropping off the back end of
Barrett on the inside of Carlos at Tosa had a look and is up the hill. It's a drag race to the corner. Oh, and Barrett and Carlos come together. They both hold the drift. That is a spectacular shot that Barrett's going to want to replay of for a future intro video.
Here comes Jose to finish off his brother. Nick Cohout, just let him go.
Yep.
Not his battle. Let these three fight.
Yeah, indeed. So
they've got one more to go as Carlos decides not to take all of the chicane.
So yeah, Nick Cahoot leading Silver. Carter has dropped down to, he's still in P2 in Silver, so still a really solid finish for him is doable. Ryan's 3 seconds back from him as Barrett goes wide at Ravazza, and that allows Guzman C and Guzman J through. It's going to cost Barrett 2 positions.
It's going to be costly.
The Guzman are going to drag race into T1. They are on opposite sides of the track. They're giving each other a lot of room. Jose is through, but deep.
Oh, and lots
across
of
the curbs.
You got your race leader going into Ravazza 1 right now.
It's hard to take my eyes off this, but yes, Rados indeed. You got him. All right, excellent.
6.2 seconds ahead of Chris Moses.
Watch him cross the line. There you go.
So Rados P1. Moses, sensational drive for him.
Bo's going to finish next to Kyle Heslin and Raymond. With Arlen Santos behind. Mark Robeson has a couple more corners to go as he gets past Bruce Hawkins, who we have not talked about at all today. Bruce with a nice quiet race.
The front end of his McLaren looks pretty sad, though.
Yeah, it does not look happy.
Yeah, I was watching Nick Cahoot and Barrett start to go at it again. They've been in that situation a couple of times. Yeah, Lukey in P9 behind. So Barrett catching Carlos. Not sure if he's going to have enough to give him a run out of the last corner, potentially. But your podium in gold is Rados, Moses, and Mark Robertson. So great drives from Moses and Robertson, considering the Honda dominance in quali.
Oh, Barrett's looking at the inside. He's
Barrett
there.
That's it. Last corner. Carlos.
Oh, they're going to touch.
They touch again. Carlos goes out to the sand. The rejoin. There's more contact.
Stop running into each other. Carlos is going into the pits.
Oh my word.
They're still going to drag race.
They are going to drag race. I think
Lukey's going to try to get both of them.
Lukey gets Barrett.
Lukey got Barrett.
Oh my goodness. What a finish there in gold. That was a little hairier than we'd want to see, but
what a bunch of baboons.
It was exciting. Nick Cahoot wins silver amongst that mess. Carter Bezbaroka is going to cross the line for P2 in silver.
With Ryan right behind him.
Yeah. Another podium for Ryan in P3. And
what
there
on
was
earth
there was some spicy. Yeah,
that's something.
That was something.
And we got to figure that out in penalty review.
I can't see it being too much of an issue.
I'm gonna be sick that day.
Man, a spicy season.
I'll tell you what, damp races are a lot of fun.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. Rados there in the middle of your screen winning. You've got Robertson and Joey Melidi joining the donuts out there on the sand. You love to see it, man. That was
some
something
cool tandem donuts.
Man, oh man, that was something.
Good penultimate race. You guys got Nürburgring coming up. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, the Nordschleife next week. We are confirmed that the Sandman himself will be there.
Yeah. For those of you that have watched this series for a number of seasons, you'll remember Tiago, and also from M2 Mondays and M2 Tuesdays. And, Tiago, the Sandman, joining Chris and I, because, well, you're going to be away, unfortunately, for the Nords.
Yeah, unfortunate.
So Tiago going to be here in your stead, so we look forward to that.
Somebody who actually knows the corner names for that track, because I don't know any of them.
He knows.
He knows all of them.
He knows every single one of them, and it's good that he's coming, because otherwise I would just make angry German noises at each corner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like Schnitzel.
It'll be a good show. Yep.
You know,
Schnell,
stuff
Schnell.
like exactly, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was something. That was something.
That was a banger.
It was a banger. I enjoyed it. I hope you did
Imola
too.
delivers. It delivers in the dry. It delivers in the wet. It's. I'm gonna say this. Imola, most underrated track in ACC.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is a really good track. I agree. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
They added it to LMU as well. Actually, I got to try it on there, I think, at some stage. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I will see you next week, Chris. Well, thank you, guys.
Yep.
See
It was
you
a good
next time.
season. Thank you guys for having me for it, by the way.
Thanks for being here,
Appreciate
man.
it.
The pleasure was ours.
Thanks for edging us and then just stopping right before the end of the season. Appreciate that.
All right. Good night. Good night. Or on that note, good night.
Yeah, end on that.
Good night.
Later.
Night, everybody.
Every
Sunday
Sunday
for 60 minutes. We are free. Sharing passion. Pushing
the limits.
This is the New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series.
From the twists and turns of mighty Mount Panorama to the cold green pastures of Donington Park, from the sizzling heat of Valencia to the famous Brickyard at Indianapolis, reaching an unforgettable climax at the notorious green hell of the Nürburgring Nordschleife, it's time for Season 3 of the 2024 New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series. Join us live on Twitch, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Drivers, start your engines.